Hey, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, it's time for another edition of our weekly track roundup, where I go over what I felt were the best and worst tracks of the week. Firstly, do want to give a shout out to our sponsor in this video, good people over at The Ridge. They make these nifty metal-plated wallets, minimalist in design, sleek, metal-plated. You guys know me. I'm a minimalist wallet salesman. I've been slaving away in the minimalist wallet mines for months now, and I've become the top minimalist wallet salesman. Hit up that link down below. Use promo code MELON to get 10% off your first order. And yeah, just get rid of that disgusting, bulky leather wallet in your back pocket. Slip this sexy thing in your front pocket, and you're good. You're good. All right, moving on from there. Do you want to give a shout out quickly to our Amazon and Turntable Lab associate links, especially that Turntable Lab one. We get kickback from that one. If you're buying a colorful pressing of a record we've reviewed on the main channel, or a turntable, or whatever you find over there on our Turntable Lab page that is to your liking. And let's get into the tracks that I thought were the worst ones of the week. It's been a good week, guys. It's been a good week. A lot of good music this week. Only a couple tracks that I thought were really like truly lackluster or not worthwhile that were kind of making the rounds. One, I saw a lot of publications making a big deal of this Grimes track, this random secret Grimes track that has been uploaded to SoundCloud. I'm not sure why it made it onto SoundCloud. To me, it just sounds like a sketchy, unfinished demo of a rough idea. To me, the mediocrity of the song, I feel like I can't even really put it necessarily directly on Grimes, because I mean, was this thing even finished? You know, or are we even meant to be making as big of a deal over this as many people are? I mean, it just sounds not done to me. It just sounds not done. So yeah, not really caring for it because it don't sound done. Moving on from there, also not really caring for this song from the Jonas Brothers, which does sound done, but also done not that good. It's titled Cool. It's a very corny, sleek, unbearable piece of boyish pop with little to no flavor to it. It's the Jonas Brothers. It's bland as hell. All right, moving on from there to the tracks that I thought were kind of meh. DeMarco has seen fit to release another track from his forthcoming LP, All Our Yesterdays. Don't enjoy it as much as the last song, which even though was quite a bit softer than this new one over here, it did seem like it had a better tune at the core of it. This one has a bit more pep in its step, but the song at the core of this one to me just felt a little run-of-the-mill for DeMarco, in my opinion. Moving on from there, the new Lil Nas X Billy Ray Cyrus remix for Old Town Road, which is pretty fun. You know, it has its fun moments. I think the inclusion of Billy, which is cool that he did it, is still a little awkward, but cool to see more people paying attention to the track, and cool to see, I guess, more people putting respect on the song, having fun with the song, seeing the song turning more heads, because it is a fun track that I do think is getting a lot of well-deserved viral attention. Moving on from there, Frankie Cosmos is releasing more tracks in sort of her Haunted Items series, where she's kind of playing these very lonely, stripped-back piano ballads. This latest set features the song Rings on a Tree that we are going to link you to down below. Moving on from there, Monopoly, the latest single from Victoria Monet and Ariana Grande, a surprise non-album collaborative cut that, to me, I mean, it's exciting to hear these two together. The music video is kind of lighting up the internet. There's been a lot of buzz about this track, but in my opinion, the beat on here, the flows on here, the way Victoria and Ariana trade on this track, it just kind of reminds me of like a Ray Shremmerd song. You know, just reminds me of a Ray Shremmerd song, a not that good Ray Shremmerd song. You know, it kind of bangs. It's got a good groove to it. But not much else. You know, a lot of the hooks and a lot of the flows just seem very generic and kind of in one ear and out the other, frankly. But moving on from there, Alex Lahey, Australian singer-songwriter, is back with a new single. Seems like she's got a new album on the way that is getting a bit more attention and play than her stuff has been getting so far over here in the U.S. The name of this new one is Am I Doing It Right? And it's a pretty straightforward piece of pop rock, no frills, just a very meat and potatoes piece of pop rock. Don't really love it, don't really hate it. I think she's a pretty capable songwriter. Are her songs surrounded in interesting or, unique instrumentation? Not really, but, if you like your pop rock without a whole lot of muss or fuss to it, then I think you'll probably get into this quite a bit. All right, moving on from there, let's get to the tracks I thought were best this week. The ones that wowed me, the ones that stunned me. First off, Weyes Blood. I'm not going to get too deep into this. We're going to link you to another track from the latest Weyes Blood album that is out this week. I'm going to be reviewing it as soon as possible. A lot of people hyping this record up. I have loved every single song from this thing I have heard leading up to the release of this album. It's finally out. It's here. Just give it a listen. Be aware of it. Look forward to the review. All right, moving on from there. Vampire Weekend has seen fit to release 2 more tracks from their brand new album, This Life and Unbearably White. And they're actually leagues better than the last 2 teaser tracks that they dropped from Father of the Bride, which is very, 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 very good. Liking the acoustic, groovy qualities of This Life. Very much reminds me of Paul Simon. And the ballad on Unbearably White ain't really that bad either. Even though I was assuming from the title that the track would probably be cringy or something like that, and that Vampire Weekend would essentially be making a comment on themselves as a band. But no, it's actually a pretty decent track, so I'm very happy with that outcome. Moving on from there, we have Titus Andronicus with a brand new single as well, and a music video that pulls straight out of the Bob Dylan playbook. I Blame Society is the name of the track, and it is a total rager with wonderful and socially conscious lyrics. That I'm not going to spoil or anything like that. I just dig the poetry of them. I like how sort of nasty and defeatist they are, and just kind of a very bold and angry acknowledgement of how nasty the world is. Let's move on to another track from Tim Hecker, ambient drone and sound artist. Mr. Tim Hecker is back with another track from his forthcoming album, and it seems like he's continuing on this trajectory of writing longer compositions, more patient compositions, something that is just a bit more explorative, I guess. You Never Were is the title of this new one over here. I'm loving the drony, meditative qualities of it, and liking to see Tim Hecker moving in this direction, I guess. A lot of interesting sound play on this track, and yeah, I mean, the dude just kind of stays ahead of the curve when it comes to just quality ambient music current day. All right, moving on from there, we have another track from frickin' The National over here. Light Years is the title of this one. It's a very dreary and downtrodden ballad, and I like it quite a bit. I feel like The National's vocal game has kind of picked up on this latest set of singles for this forthcoming album, and frankly, given that the band's last record is the first of theirs in years that I have really, really enjoyed pretty deeply, this new record over here is definitely got my interests piqued, and as long as the band continues to tease toward it with songs like these, I'm just going to be even more psyched when it's finally out. So yeah, very dreary, piano back ballad over here, some great vocals and some thoughtful lyrics attached to it. Really liking it a lot. The band continues to stay soulful, passionate, mature on this latest material. All right, moving on from there, the Get Up Kids, their comeback is taken so long, man. It's taken so long. It's taken a long time to happen. Although it's not, I guess, so much of a comeback. I guess they did have that album. It hasn't even been 10 years since their last full-length record. I don't think, but it's been a while. It's been a while, and I guess we're just still waiting. And this new one over here, though, this new track that they've just released, is actually a really great piece of pop rock. I like it quite a bit. And this one was titled The Problem Is Me. Had a great hook on it, good guitar licks, good energy. Like the performance on the song quite a bit. I think it's the first favorite track I came away really enjoying from this new full-length album. Not really anticipating a blowout here on this new record coming out soon, but you know, you never know. Get Up Kids, they had their time in the sun. You know, they had some good tracks back in the day, and maybe they'll bring it back. You know, maybe they'll have a return to form here. You know, don't want to discount the record before you even hear it. The band Pile has a brand new track out where I guess they're getting kind of political on this one. It's titled "The Soft Hands of Stephen Miller," who, if you follow the news, you should already be familiar with at this point due to his work in the Trump administration. And yeah, "The Soft Hands of Stephen Miller" is the name of the new track over here. And the band on this track seems to be going back to just like the really ferocious post-hardcore that I feel like they exploded onto the scene with a little bit. You know, they've always been a pretty dynamic band, but I feel like with some of their more recent releases, they've been kind of toning it down on that end a little bit. Again, that ferocity comes back on this brand new track over here, even though it does take a little bit to build, but it definitely gets there, and the payoff is pretty incredible. All right, moving on from there. Another collaborative cut from Marissa, Nadler, and Stephen Brodsky. Drone Flower is the name of their forthcoming album, and Estranged is the track that we're talking about here, and it is a Guns N' Roses cover. But if you remember the last song that I talked about from this duo's collaborative effort here that is coming out very soon via Sacred Bones, this is not like some alternative underground hard rockin' record or anything like that. Like the material on here very much lives up to the title of Drone Flower. They are spacey, droney, meditative songs and ballads, and it's I don't know, an interesting pairing of these two, and I think they play off of each other really well. So even on this Guns N' Roses cover of all things. Moving on from there, JPEGMAFIA, I did a full-length review for his new sort of post-veteran, his veteran leftover track, The Who. Again, did a full-length review of it on the Fantano channel, and thought it was pretty good. You know, good alternative pop rap track with some somewhat weird and glitchy production, and Peggy dropped some pretty funny asides here and there about his creative process and just making music in general. Next, Holy Ghost, they have a brand new track out. It is a banger. It's a banger. Escape from Los Angeles. It is a analog, digital, funky, danceable, very groovy thing, and I'm liking it quite a bit. Wonder if Holy Ghost are really going to kind of put the fire back on the dance floor with this new record of theirs. Fingers crossed for that. Fingers most definitely crossed for that. All right, moving on from there, Chong the Nomad has come through with a brand new track single over here, and she puts her vocals front and center on this one. They are very light, they are very airy, they're very shy. You could tell in a way she's a little self-conscious about her vocals on this one, but I like the, again, kind of the shy and vulnerable kind of vibes that are coming off the vocals here that she weaves in between the sections of beats on this track. And yeah, like in a kind of the mix of kind of forward-thinking, sort of freaky and alternative beat music mixed with some of that songwriting, you know, more vocal-driven music. So, you know, I think a cool pairing of ideas and aesthetics and styles on this new track over here. Cool to continue seeing her grow and cool to continue seeing her grow and progress and just try different things. All right, moving on from there, we have another track from Big Thief. I am being continually mesmerized and kind of enchanted by the material coming off of the group's upcoming LP. Just loving the strange marriage of indie pop, but also freaky and I guess very odd, and I don't know. There's just a unique element of just folk music and singer-songwriter music in here that I think is very specific to Big Thief. Nothing that I could necessarily compare directly to any one artist. I don't know. It's just I can't quite put my finger on it. There's just something very Big Thiefy about this new track over here. I really can't. I'm just really at a loss for words. You know, could be having a bit of a brain fart tonight, but Still, I just feel like I'm in a position where I'm just not sure how exactly to explain how mystical and otherworldly this new Big Thief song sounds. It's titled Cattails. I haven't mentioned that yet, but it is titled Cattails. Check it out below. All right, moving on from there, Paak comes through with a brand new single from his forthcoming album. Features Smokey Robinson, and I feel like this new teaser cut over here actually sort of delivers on how Anderson was selling this album as, ooh, do you guys like soul music? This is going to be a soul record, because he really kind of throws it back to that era, especially you're talking about Smokey on the track. On this new song over here, it has a few corny lyrics here and there, but it's actually a very loving, romantic, sensual song with a smooth-ass instrumental, and liking the vibe quite a bit. Anderson's vocals, his talents, very much lend themselves to this style of music, so it goes over really well. Again, if you were looking for super deep, passionate, moving lyricism, maybe it's not going to blow you away on that front, but still really liking kind of the change of stylistic pace that Anderson's bringing on this one. All right, and I think the final track that we're going to mention here is the legendary post-punk and new wave group A Certain Ratio have actually dropped a Talking Heads cover of all things, Houses in Motion, and it's actually a really great rendition of the song. And, just look for it down there below with everything else that we've mentioned in this video, and that has been our weekly track roundup, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've got turned on to some good stuff in this video. Check it all down below. Again, along with our sponsor over at The Ridge. It's flipped upside down, and now it's right side up. And we'll see you in the next video, everybody. Anthony Fantano, weekly track roundup of Forever.